Well, hello, Canadian Campaholic here on a very cold and windy late December day. The video doesn't do it justice, but we've got winds of 55 kilometers an hour gusting up to 80 kilometers an hour. But the reason for this video is we have an issue inside our camper. So let me swing the camera around to me and I'll explain what's going on here. So our weather here has been absolutely all over the place in the last little bit. Yesterday we had temperatures around 6 or 7 degrees Celsius, so well above freezing, in the high 30s, low 40s for my American friends, and torrential rain. In fact, we had a thunderstorm come through and absolutely dumped rain in fierce winds. And I opted to go inside the camper just to check on the Dometic toilet seal to make sure that it was still working and that the antifreeze in the toilet hadn't drained away. But when I stepped into the camper, I noticed that some of that rain that we'd had got into the camper. So working with ChatGPT and using my own knowledge and experience, I think I've determined where the entry point was. I foolishly got up on a ladder in the 70-kilometer-hour wind to take some pictures of the roof that I'll show you in a moment. And using a little bit of AI and my own thought process, I think I've determined where the leak is. The unfortunate thing is that when the weather's like this, there isn't really anything that you can do. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's head inside the camper and I'll show you what we are dealing with. All right, I'm sorry for the terrible lighting. There's no power to the trailer right now. The battery's out. It's fully winterized pretty much. But I came inside the camper yesterday and I noticed that all along the floor here, there was a little bit of a puddle of water. I wouldn't even say puddle. It was more like moisture. And I also noticed that this pleather padded header that goes above the door was wet, and there was water had sprayed between the screen and the door. So I opted to remove the caps and the screws to take this off, and you can probably still see it in the video, but around this radius corner where this plastic is, the Luan, I don't know if the video is going to pick it up, it's a darker color there, and that's because it was wet. See how that's dry there and it's a lighter color? And that's wet. Now, it hasn't caused any warping or bubbling. This is just the tape, but that's solid. Usually when you get water ingress with Luan like this, which is this vinyl covered thin wood, it'll bubble, so it didn't quite get wet enough for that, but it was here, dry across most of the top of the door, although there is some ice across here from some condensation, and then wet again in this corner. But my first thought was maybe, and I'll show a picture right now, it was a leak around this white gutter trim thing that they put above the door. A lot of campers have these to deflect rain, and I do put silicone around the edge of it just to be super safe. I wondered if maybe that is where the water was coming in, because that thing sits kind of in this range here. But I also noticed when I was in the camper, little moisture drips up here. Like just, it caught the light, and if I pushed on the Luan, which is now solid, which is probably frozen, there was a little bit of moisture seeping out. And what this line is here, folks, is this represents the same belt line on the top of the camper where the aluminum skin of the nose of the camper meets the rubber roof. And there's a big like strip up here, which is screwed into place, and then it's absolutely covered in Dicor lap sealant. So I have a feeling that the Dicor is aging a little bit. In fact, if you look at this picture, you can see that it's got some weather checking on the outside. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean, in my opinion, that the Dicor has failed. It's still adhering nicely, but it's aging. So what I'm probably going to have to do in the spring is wipe that off with some mineral spirits, clean it up, and then put a new skin of Dicor over the top of it. Maybe a Turnabond tape. I've never used that. But the more likely culprit is what you can see in this picture, which is where the gutter meets with the plastic trim piece that runs across the front of the camper. And again, you can see there's some silicone in here, which I don't remember if I added that or the manufacturer added it, but you can see it's split and peeled. So the goal will be when we get some sort of warm weather to scrape that all off, clean it up, and then I'll get some Dicor no sag sealant. You can get self-leveling lap sealant. You can also get the no sag, and I'll put the no sag in there, and that probably should fix it. What ChatGPT was saying, and again, you got to be careful with AI, right? Garbage in, garbage out. But I tend to agree with it, is the water probably was entering from up here, and then it probably was traveling down the stud here and across the framing. Sorry, I don't know the proper terminology. And then finding the path of least resistance, which of course are these radius points around the door. And then it was running across the metal and splashing down the door and on the floor. Now, we've had this camper in a lot of rain and a lot of shitty weather over the years, and even recently, I never had any kind of seepage. The worry, of course, is that now the temperature has shifted. It's like minus 10 or 12 Celsius with the wind chill. You can't be applying silicone, lap sealant, anything like that. There's nothing I can really do to fix it. I do have my damp rid close to the door to try and absorb any moisture last night when it was warm enough, to try and absorb any excess moisture. I could hook up the trailer to power and come sleep out here and try to dry things out that way, but I don't know that's really a necessary step at this point. So then it begs the question, is this going to rot out my camper? Is this going to destroy it? Well, if it's left unchecked, it absolutely could. But for rot to really happen, it needs a few things, one of which is continuous moisture over an extended period. And secondly, you need temperatures, 5 to 10 Celsius consistently for that rot to really set in. I did get up on the ladder to take those pictures today, which was very foolish in that wind because my body was acting like a sail. I could have fallen off and killed myself or at least severely injured myself. But all I can do is wait. There's no sense trying to fix it in these conditions. If I tried to scrape the sealant off or the silicone off, I could damage something, and there's no way that Dicor, silicone, or any kind of RV sealant is going to bond properly in these conditions. It's funny because I did get a question from a viewer not too long ago saying, hey, have you ever considered an RV cover? I don't know much if I don't really know anything about RV covers, to be completely honest. I know that you can get some that do repel moisture. You get some that are breathable. I think there's some where you can have a panel that opens to allow you to get in and out of the camper to inspect it. I've never invested in one because they're quite expensive. Some people worry that they can trap in moisture, which can actually cause more damage than it helps. Some people have said they don't like them because some of them are very difficult to get inside the rig. And I'm a big believer, no matter where you store your camper, you should be going inside of it at least once every week to 2 weeks to check for things like we've discovered here, to look for any issues with mice or rodents or structural damage or leaks. You don't want to wait until you open this thing up in the spring. I'm on some forums on Facebook, some groups, I should say, with RV enthusiasts, and every spring I see all these horror stories of people that went to their camper after 5 months of storage and opened it up to find mouse crap everywhere, things chewed up, water damage, all kinds of horrific stuff. Yes, I can't necessarily fix this right away, but at least I know what the issue is. And if we get a sudden mild snap where it's, say, 10 degrees for a few days, I absolutely will be getting up there to try and correct this issue. The other thing that I will do, again on a day when it's warm, which at this point may not be March at this point, I will get out here with a garden hose. We've got a hose hooked up in the shop, and just spray different parts of the camper to see if I can see any more water ingress. So yes, what is supposed to be a very quiet time for the trailer and camping and maintenance is got a little bit of drama going on, but the camper is a 2017 unit, so what is that, like 8+ years of age now? So it's to be expected, and especially with these massive weather swings north of here, around London, Lucan, Goderich, and that area, they've had consistent snow. But down where I live near Chatham, Ontario, we've had a lot of freeze-thaws and a lot of ice and a lot of really warm swings with rain, and then now freezing cold with wind and snow. So that wreaks havoc on any seal system. And I did check the seals in the fall. Everything seemed to be okay, but clearly that corner, I missed it. Anyway, we're going to wrap this video up now. I hope you all had a very excellent Christmas. Happy holidays. And if we don't speak to you again, all the best for your New Year's. And we'll catch you in 2026. Take care.